Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Inside Edge. It is Thursday, May 8th, and we have a recurring problem in New Jersey politics. And I guess, folks, all of us have seen worse, but it's been happening with increased frequency, and that is people not meeting the residency requirement. And frankly, I don't get it. What gives people the hubris to think it's okay to run for local office in a municipality when you don't even live there? The latest issue comes in a North Jersey nonpartisan municipal election. This election's less than a week away, so I can't identify the candidate or the city, but the candidate has signed documents that appear in court records with a certification of residence in a different city that might make that candidate ineligible to serve if elected. And that candidate, by the way, appears to have avoided accepting service, and now a judge won't hear the matter until after Election Day. Last year in Palmyra, a councilwoman resigned after she was caught living somewhere else, either at her boyfriend's house in Cherry Hill or at her mom's in Delanco. And she actually posted an online listing to rent her Palmyra home, and it was photographed with no furniture. And also last year, an Atlantic City councilman was removed from office after a judge found compelling evidence that he lived in Egg Harbor Township. And just a few days before the 24 election, a council candidate in Watchung admitted he didn't meet the residency requirement, even though he signed an oath saying he did. Earlier this year, Tiffany Brewer Williams resigned after 4 days as the executive director of the State Commission of Investigation, an authority that investigates corruption, after acknowledging that she was living in Maryland and working in Washington, D.C. We all, if you're of the right age, you remember in the 1980s when Robert Wilentz, the Chief Justice of the New Jersey Supreme Court, almost lost his job because he was living in an apartment in New York City. Now, there were extenuating circumstances. His wife was receiving cancer treatment at a hospital there, but he had to agree to return to New Jersey, and the Senate confirmed him for tenure by the narrow of his, I guess, the most narrow margin possible, 21-19. And of course, I remember Andy Unanaway's 1 week campaign for the U.S. Senate in 2008. The guy never even left the ski resort in Colorado he was staying at, and he dropped out of the race after Matt Friedman found out he lived in New York. So what's the solution to this problem besides just trusting candidates that they'll tell the truth? One legislator told me that he's contemplating a bill to make it a crime to deliberately run for office or hold office in a place you don't live. Someone asked me this question yesterday. If a candidate is willing to lie about where they live, what else might they be willing to lie about? That's everything for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back tomorrow.